Hello everyone, how's it going? I'm Patrick Jagir, the Cosmic Alchemist. So what the hell is a Cosmic Alchemist? What's up with that name and how did I come up with that? Yeah, so sounds like a grandiose kind of a name, the Cosmic Alchemist. But really it's not, and I'm going to break that down for you. So, real quick before we get this started, if you like my content, if you like my channel, you like my videos, and you want to see more of them, please consider subscribing and liking these videos and sharing to them. And if you could just drop a comment in the comments section, you could just put a smiley face in there. But the whole YouTube algorithm, the more comments you have, the more visible you become. So you could literally put a letter or a punctuation mark in the comments and just hit enter. But anyway, please consider doing all that. Like, share, subscribe, comment. What was the other one? Like, share, subscribe, comment. Yeah, that's all of them. The more people do this, the more the channel benefits, the better the channel does. I can make more videos, more interesting videos, and kind of more in-depth videos for people who really like me to get into the nitty-gritty. So, anyway, the Cosmic Alchemist, what's up with that? So you have to break down what these words are about. So with the word cosmic, it comes from cosmos. And the long and short of it is that in Greek, the word cosmos, it's a system. And there's more nuance to the definition than that, but it's basically a system. And in ancient Greece, the great minds of that time were using Hermetic thinking. So in Hermetic thinking, every system in the universe has the same set of rules, because Hermeticism has that axiom, as above so below, and then as below so above. So what that means is that on every different scale of things are working according to the same rules. So if you remember from school, you've got the model of the solar system with the planets going around the sun. Now you may recall that this looks a lot like the model of an atom. So the atom has a nucleus with the electrons going around it in their orbits. So very similar models, and that's because they're based on the same template. It's just that they're on different scales. One is from our human perspective, one is very large, the solar system, one is very small, the atom. But then the solar system is part of a galaxy, and the solar system actually orbits around the center of the galaxy. So again, that model looks a lot like an atom. And then they're even finding, when you zoom into the particles in an atom, those are their own system, very similar system. So no matter how far out you zoom or how deep in you zoom, things work on the same set of rules. So it's a cosmos. So whether we're talking about the cosmos, the universe, or we're talking about the galaxy cosmos or the solar system cosmos, or the human body cosmos, the human body system, the human mind cosmos, so the system of the human mind, or whether we're talking about things on a smaller scale, it's all a cosmos, it's all a system, and they all have, I don't want to say they all have the same rules, but they're governed by the exact same principles. So when I'm saying cosmic and I'm talking about a cosmos, I'm talking about many different things. I'm talking about the universe, the galaxy, the solar system. I'm talking about the cosmos of the human mind too, and the human body, because I get into some health stuff too with astrology. So that is the deal with cosmos. Now, what's an alchemist? So alchemy was an ancient science which all the fathers of modern science, like say Sir Isaac Newton, Kepler, Copernicus, Galileo, Giordano Bruno, they all recognized alchemy as a legitimate science. And it was only It was in the 1800s when big financial and commercial interests started funding science that they started ridiculing alchemy, and they started giving it the old high school snicker. And they ran it out of town. They ridiculed it not out of existence, but they ridiculed it into the underground, into the domain of like secret societies and esoteric studies. So alchemy is an ancient science of, how do I put it? It's almost like magical principles, but all magic really is magic is all about the hidden rules in nature, the hidden rules in the natural universe. So, if you've gotten into anything in depth in your life, whether it's the arts or sports or martial arts or healing or, whatever, what you'll notice as you've advanced through those skills is that there's a set of rules that the beginners are taught. And then as you go on, the rules kind of change. So you reach a point where those rules the rules and principles that you learned as a beginner, they're not as true anymore as they used to be, because there are all these new insights that come your way. So basically magic and alchemy and all that stuff, it was all about seeing deeper into the laws of the natural world and seeing deeper into your psyche, how your emotions work, how your thoughts work, how your behavior patterns work. And another thing with alchemy is basically about transformation, because it was all about observing natural phenomenon and the phenomenon of your psyche and understanding it more deeply. But just the cataloging and the observation were not ends within themselves. They were means to an end. Now the end goal to this greater depth of observation and perception is transformation. And usually when you look up alchemy, you hear about these crazy people trying to transmute lead into gold or into silver, transmute non-valuable metals into precious metals. So, and it's interesting because modern science has actually found if you have the right techniques and technologies, you can actually change atomic structures. But so yeah, there is some literal truth to it, but really this whole thing about turning lead into gold, it was all about inner development. It was about spiritual development. It was about emotional and mental development. It was about taking your toxic thoughts, your toxic patterns of emotions, toxic patterns of thinking and behavior, ones that you just learn from people around you, your family and friends and teachers and neighbors, but taking those toxic patterns and healing them and turning them into healthy ones, and having basically like an emotional and a spiritual and even a physical resurrection, because your body is just a byproduct of your mind, of your emotions and your thoughts and your inner world. So in a nutshell, alchemy is all about transformation. So cosmos, you've got the system, take any system you like, but for our purposes, it's the cosmos of your inner self, of your psyche, of your thoughts and your emotions. And we're using the cosmos, the outer cosmos, the solar system, and the universe and the galaxy to observe what's going on in the inner cosmos and to learn more deeply how it works so that we can transform it, so we can put the alchemy to work. And, the alchemy is really a reason that whenever I do a reading for someone, whether it's I do an astrology reading, I do a rune reading, I read, use the I Ching, whatever type of a reading I do, I give you a meditation to do, because after that reading where, you know, you're observing your cosmos, you're using these alchemical principles to observe yourself on a deeper level, then you want to have an alchemical practice. You want to have a method and a practice to help you turn that lead into gold. So that's the basic idea to why I give these meditations, you know. And for example, if I do a Vedic astrology reading, I give you a couple of mantras, Sanskrit mantras, and I give you one for your planet of destiny, which is your life path planet, that governs all of your actions in life, and it governs a lot of what you want out of life. You know, what are you here on earth to do? What's your life's work? Not necessarily what you do for a living and how you make your money, but what you focus on and what it is you really want to do to feel fulfilled. And I give one too. I give a mantra too for your North Node, or your Rahu, which is the dragon's head, the present life karma. It's what you were born here to do specifically. So I give mantras for this, and the mantras are programming languages for basically system updates for the operating system of your mind. And that's why I give those out. And I give you the yantras, I give you the images to look at. And they're kind of like 3D pictures. They're geometric and they're 3D pictures, and things kind of pop out. Those are system updates too. You know, you sit down every day, you say that mantra, and you look at that yantra, and it's an alchemical practice. You do the same thing over and over, and you refine it. You refine your focus, and you refine the way you say that mantra. So it's kind of like definition insanity. You are doing the same thing over and over, but you're refining the way you're doing it with the object in mind, with the objective in mind of getting a different result. So yeah, if you do the same thing the exact same way over and over and you expect a different result, that is insanity. But if you follow the same method and the same principles, but you have some room for improvement and refinement, then you can get a different result. So you gotta walk that knife edge to get there. So but anyway, that's why I do that, and that's why I give you a ritual to do too, especially with the astrology. You know, I tell you, when you do this, when you say this mantra, when you do your qigong, if you get the celestial qigong video, for example, and you take up that practice, when you do that ritual of doing the celestial qigong and saying the mantra and looking at the yantra, I tell you what direction to face, I tell you what to put on your altar, and that is an alchemical work. It's an alchemical working. It's an alchemical practice. So yeah, it is transforming the system, transforming your system. You use these methods that I give you, along with the readings that I do, to start transforming your system, to start working the alchemy on your cosmos. So that's what's up with my name. That's why the Cosmic Alchemist. So I'm not some cosmic alchemist on a pedestal that you have to give money to in order to, you know, for me to do the transforming. You know, it's not one of those things where you're helpless and you have to call me in to save the day. It's really, the whole thing about the Cosmic Alchemist is that I'm the Cosmic Alchemist, but you are also the Cosmic Alchemist. You have the opportunity to learn how to transform your system, your own cosmos, your own inner cosmos. So it's like when I do acupuncture, I'm just a facilitator. I have put a lot of time and study and money into learning these spiritual sciences, these occult sciences, and these types of alchemy. So I've put the time, money, and effort into studying them. And so when people work with me, they hire me to lend them my perspective on how they can work the alchemy on their cosmos so that they can transform themselves. So yeah, I mean, I'm in the transformation business, but I'm an expert, I'm a teacher, and I'm a facilitator. I'm not a mover of mountains. I'm not a prophet. I'm not I'm not anything crazy like that. I guess I am a seer of sorts. Some people might say a shaman, I don't know. I don't like that word gets so thrown around. I don't like to bandy it around, but I guess you can make the case for that. But yeah, I guess a magician of sorts too. But yeah, I've studied these principles and these systems, and I just have a perspective that I can lend to people when they want to transform themselves and they want to make changes. So that's what's up with my name, is we are all cosmic alchemists. I am not special in my